Hey, what's going on? It's Sean. I'm back this time here at the end of 2023. And in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at some of my favorite photographs that I made during 2023. This includes some street photographs, some portraits, as well as skateboarding and other personal projects that I worked on. So in this video, we'll go through the cameras that I used, the lenses I chose, and how I got to the final products. Let's dive in. So I tried to pick the ones that were really the most meaningful for me throughout the year. And we'll just start at the top and work our way through. This is a portrait I did of Naeem. And this was at like a film photography meetup that we had gone to. It was my first time meeting him, and I was there. Although it was a film photography meetup, I took my monochrome and the 28 millimeter, and then I also took a Instax camera because I really love Instax as well. But this particular photo I actually made with the monochrome, just the window light coming in from the side there. And not only did I love the photo, but Naeem loved it as much as I did. So I sent it to him, and it became his profile picture for a while, which is always really fun to see. This picture is a portrait of one of the guys from Board Rival. You'll see their logo here. They make these really cool shirts that are dedicated to like film photography. They do photo and video, and they make gear that kind of like speaks to that. And yeah, this is at the film photo meetup as well, and the light was coming in through the windows. This portrait here is a friend of mine, Jason. He shoots a lot of film here in New York, both in New York City and then a little bit upstate as well. So this is a portrait at the photography meetup, and you can see like the Empire State Building in the background, which I thought was really neat. Just positioned him on the stairs here just to kind of create this like nice line here. And then you get the background in the back there, which, or the city in the background there, which I thought was really nice. All right, so this next photo here is a photo of my friend Sadiq. He's a skateboarder here in New York. He's extremely talented, just a very down-to-earth guy as well. So I went to the skate park. I had the Leica M240 or 246, yeah, the monochrome with this. And I had the 28 millimeter Elmer, the 2.8, and I was asking him just to like do ollies and different tricks over the apple that's located at the skate park. And he was super nice to do it. He did it a few times, and I got this one, which is just a really tight crop on his trick as he was coming across there. So you can see his foot catching the board. It was definitely one of my favorites. The light is beautiful because it comes in from this angle during, I think this was like early spring, like just fresh out of winter, because you can see there's no leaves on the tree. And I love the light on him. It was all natural light, no flash at all. This is a photo that I made of Nile. This is probably a little later than then. I think like you can still see the trees that are bare and stuff. And this was after I got my 11 millimeter from TT Artisans. You can see I've dinged it up just a little bit here. So this is the 11 millimeter 2.8, and I used that quite a bit over this year on the M240 and the 246, and then I even adapted it to my S5 and S1R as well. I ended up making a little ad out of this because he's wearing DC shoes. This picture here was from a project that I worked on this year. This is from the 99 Cent Dreams, and in this particular one, we're in Williamsburg. So I wanted to highlight this. It was really great. I waited because I saw this train was coming through, and I wanted to wait to get this train coming across the Williamsburg Bridge to add this extra layer into this. You can really tell it's New York there. And the light was coming in, so I kind of created some contrast with the edges here and photographed it from behind, which I thought was a really nice touch. Okay, in this next photo, this is a portrait that I made with Deja. I think I shot this on the M240, and then I was using the 28 millimeter Elmerit or the 35 Zeiss, 35 f2 Zeiss. I don't remember exactly. But I was also using just the small flash that I had, and I was taking the flash kind of off camera like this and just making these photos because you can see the shadow that's hitting them here. But I really love this idea of more of a direct bare bulb flash, even from the speed light. And I thought it worked really well with all the graffiti in the background. His leather jacket, his posture, the fact that he's just holding onto this rusted chain. This is a local skater here in New York, and I was working on the 99 Cent Dreams project and came to this skate spot, and he was skating these curbs over here, and I was like, I watched him skate for a while. I tried to help him get a couple clips on his iPhone, and then I asked him if I could make a photo of him as well. And I made this photo with him just doing a kickflip, and I just got as close as I could with the 11 millimeter, and I thought this one turned out really neat. I actually made this photo on my birthday. My wife took me to a jazz club for my birthday because I absolutely adore jazz. And while we were there, I was able to make a photograph of some of the people playing instruments. This is the bassist that was there. I think this is with the 50 millimeter, and then I was using the monochrome at the time. This is a photo of my friends Jamar and Tiffany, who recently got married this year, and they were visiting us here in New York, and we were walking along the promenade in Brooklyn there, and they were just kind of like hanging out, and I saw them hanging out, and I asked them if I could make a photo of them. So this is with the 90 millimeter 2.8, and then the M240, and I just had them stand there, and then I kept egging them on to kiss each other, so they did, and then I was able to make this portrait of them. This photo is a continuation of my 99 Cent Dreams project, and this is with the Panasonic S5, and then I was using the Pentax 50 millimeter f1.2 in this particular case. And I had it at 1.2, and I really loved the out of focus areas, the compression, and then the colors that it rendered. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. So I've gone back to this photo and I've looked at it a lot. I really love looking at it. And I think it'll be a photo that I end up printing and then putting up on the wall at some point because I absolutely adore it. Okay, this is a portrait that I made. This is at Lower East Side Skate Park. Yeah, in the springtime, moving towards summer at this point. You can see the leaves are covering the trees. We were getting this beautiful light that comes in. So the rest of the park is just kind of like off to the side over here. And I saw him posing like this, just kind of like looking at the skate park and just kind of examining the things that were going on. And a little bit later, I asked him if I could make a portrait of him skating or a photo of him skating, and he agreed. And then I was like, actually, you were doing this really just nice pose, nice stance as you were looking out. Can I get a photo of you doing that as well? And he was very sweet to let me do that. So I just kind of posed him as he was, just as naturally as possible, and made this photo. This is with the Leica Q. This photo here is from when all of the smoke came down from like the Montreal area, or just north of Montreal during the wildfires in Canada. And I went up onto the roof of some of the local buildings, was trying to get some photographs. So this one here is made with the Lumix S5, and then with that I paired the 100 to 400 and zoomed in as tight as I could at 400 millimeters and tried to get a shot of the train coming across. And you can see the Brooklyn Queens Expressway here, and everything just being covered in smoke. So this is a daylight balanced photograph, just as I saw it. I didn't do anything else to it. All right, so this next photo here, this is, I think this is after an event that we had, a skate day event or something. And there was a lot of stuff going on at Lower East Side Skate Park. And so this is a photo of Brian doing like a grab over this little obstacle here off the ramp. And this is Brandon Johnson, a local skateboarder who's coming the other way. And I love just kind of like the layers to it. You can see some people back here watching. And so I think I made this with the M240 and the 90 millimeter 2.8. This is probably at 2.8. And then again, all natural light, no flash used in this case. This photo is from Go Skateboarding Day that happened in the spring of this year. Let's see. Oh, June 21st, actually. And we were going through, everybody's doing all of these crazy tricks down the Brooklyn Banks, which had recently reopened. And I was standing out here making a bunch of photographs, and then this guy wrecked. He was coming down the stairs here and wrecked, and then bounced his head off the ground, and he started bleeding. And everybody's running to get all of these pictures of him bleeding and stuff, but I kind of like this idea that, like, here he is being photographed. He's bandaged up, wrapped up, and he's just going to continue on, and feeling pretty good given the circumstances, I guess. This is a photo I made of my friend Jamar. Jamar was in one of the other photos earlier. We took a couples trip up to Montreal this summer, and I was able to make this photo. This is just like a phone booth that they had in the area that we were staying in. And it was just covered in graffiti, which I really liked. But then you got this beautiful warm light from inside there. And then the light coming around the backside here, this like blue. This next photo was a portrait that I made of Beatrice, skateboarder for Vans. She has her own shoe. So I went to an event where her shoes were released this year at the Labor Skate Shop in Brooklyn, and I was able to make this portrait of her. So this is just like window light coming in from the side. It was raining like crazy that day. And this next photo is a skate photo that I made. This is again with the M240, the 11 millimeter 2.8 TT Artisans lens. And this time we were at, I think they called it Mosquito Bay, and this is my friend Vincent. But yeah, he came across here. I love the colors. I think it was so beautiful. This is again with the flash, probably holding it off like this a little bit. And I just thought it stood out so well. I just love it. And it kind of blew up on Instagram too. You can actually see my shoe here in the frame, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm probably standing like really wide with a really funny photographer pose going on. This photo is of my friend Angel. We're in downtown Manhattan at this point. And yeah, I made this with the M240, the 90 millimeter 2.8, and then I had an off-camera flash over here that was just lighting him as best it could. This photo here is a photo of my friend Shane. It was actually the same day as the photo from Angel. We got so into shooting that we decided to go from there into Chinatown. So this is like the Chinatown little banks or little ramps here. This is actually Shane's motorcycle that we used as a backlight in order to get it to work out down there because it was pretty dark at that point. And then I was using on-camera flash to get this shot. This is with the 11 millimeter and the M240, which was kind of a pain to shoot that late at night. This is from another event that happened over the summer. This is up in the Bronx. This is Brandon Johnson again. There were a couple of people shooting photos and videos, and I kind of just like pushed my way into this spot and was able to capture this shot of him coming over. On camera flash again, sun's back here backlighting him. I really wish we could have gotten a train to come through at that point, but you know. This is a photo from my project that I've been working on at Ghost Note Tattoo. Super simple, no flash on this one. Used I think the 50 millimeter, and then I'm just using his ring light to create the light on him. This is a photo that I had done for a project that I worked on with Zoo York with probably the S5, I would think, and then with the 28 to 70 Sigma lens, and then photographing them with the skate park behind them, and then I used a bare bulb flash to light them from one side with the sun coming to create this like kind of rim or side there. It was really neat to work with Zoo York. They're a brand that's been around since '93, and as somebody who grew up in the skateboard culture of America here, I really loved the idea of being able to work with this brand, and hopefully I'll get to do some more stuff for them in 2024. This is a skate event that happened just after that Zoo York shoot, and this is at Lower East Side Skate Park again, and oh man, he was ollieing off the stairs here and then landing to a 50-50 on this ledge here and grinding it out, and it was incredible to watch. And people were telling me to stay back and get out of the way, and I was like, absolutely not. So I pushed my way up and risked my lens getting smashed in order to get this photo. So this is with the 11 millimeter, pushed as far out. I think I just put the flash on the camera and just tried to get what I could, and I love it. It's such an iconic photo to me now. Another photo from my project at Ghost Note. So she was here getting ready to work on a tattoo, and I was able to get a photo of her getting all of her things together. There's another photo with her like checking the needle depth before she got ready for the tattoo itself, and I really love that. But I love this like backlight element here. Yeah, and this photo I actually made while we were on our trip to Miami for Jamar and Tiffany's wedding, who I've mentioned before in this video. It was my first time in Miami, and we had a little bit of downtime before the wedding actually started, so I wanted to get out and photograph as much as I could, and was able to make this photo of this guy just kind of skating through the area here with the beautiful light coming through the roadway or the highway above. This photo is actually one that I made at a gallery opening just a couple months ago, and I just loved the light. There's like this mixed color of all these things. We've got like someone in silhouette here, and then this guy's almost silhouetted and just lit by these lights here with his drink in his hand. this is so warm and this is warm and then this feels so cool up here. And it was just a photo that as soon as I made it, I was like, oh yeah, I love this. Maybe not the most memorable thing I've ever done, but sometimes you make something and the light looks so neat that you just can't help but look at it over and over again. I was recently downtown, so it's down by the Oculus and One World Trade Center there, and I saw pigeons walking around. I love pigeons. I think they're so interesting. So I went to photograph some of the pigeons, and this guy was just walking along here, and I love that I was able to get him in mid-step, and then these people in mid-step, and this person in mid-step, and we're all kind of just like walking down the walkway together, which I thought was just very neat. So another photograph that I made just a couple days ago. This is a cyclist going along the river here. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge in the background, a lot of low-lying clouds or fog. And then this is actually a puddle here, and I had originally started out by photographing reflections in the puddle, but I realized that given that, I wasn't able to get like a full picture of everything in the background, because you can see like even the bridge here is cut off. So I ended up taking my phone out and cleaning it, and then put the phone in there as an extra layer, which then created like these extra reflections, which I thought was neat. So you get like a repeating piece here. You get to see a couple extra pieces of the wheel, which I thought was really neat. And yeah, it was really neat. It was just like an extra element that had I just gone with the puddle that was there, it would be one way, but this one gives you a little bit more of the scene, and a little more like interest, because here it looks like he's got fenders, but you can tell he doesn't, which I thought was fun. And that's it. Those are my favorite photographs from 2023, and thanks a lot for following along.